Hi friends, welcome back to Arc Tutorials. This is Node.js full tutorial series for absolute beginners. We are continuing to learn about built-in modules. Today is the first mini episode on that. In the previous episode, I walked you through how to create a module, how to export, how to import a module. We also started with built-in module. Today we'll learn and do hands-on on HTTP module. This is part 7.1, which is a continuation into the inbuilt modules. As part of this series, there will be more than 50 plus episodes that I have planned for you, including Node.js, Express.js, MySQL, as well as with MongoDB. Alright, so today what are we doing? Today we are going to do hands-on on HTTP module, one of the most important modules, especially when you build any complex application with Node.js. Chances are that you will interact with HTTP. That is sending client request and responses and creating a server and handling the different HTTP methods like get, post, put, delete, etc. So without wasting any time, let's jump right into code. Alright, so I am in my Node.js tutorial and I'll create file built in module 1 or http.js. Alright, so that's the most simplest thing that you'll need. So first line is to import the HTTP module itself from Node.js. So that's already available. You don't have to install or anything as that. If you install Node.js, you would automatically get HTTP, FS, and all the other built-in modules. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to create a server. Okay, so we are going to say http.create server, and this server will take two params, request and response. Okay, it's a function basically, and close it here. So this will create a server for us. All right, and how do you use that? So you can say response.write. Now you can write head, and then you are going to send the status code, that is 200 means okay. And then you can also define other stuff like content type or say content type application JSON, and you can also pass other details that you want, but for now I'll leave it at that and just say write head 200. So what happens is whenever you send any request, the response will be sent back. And you can also response dot, you can end it by saying my first HTTP interaction. Okay, so this is what it would do. So basically you are telling that set the response header. Okay, this is where you are setting the response header, and here you are sending the data. Again, this is too simple example, right? You can also do request dot say, you have the raw headers, you can listen to them, you can take the method, what is the method, what is the URL, and there are a lot of things that you can do with it, right? um, but we are not doing that because I just want to give you an example of what the data looks like, how to use the HTTP inbuilt module. Once you have it, then you define the port number, say port is 3000. Okay, whenever you define such things, make sure that you write in caps per case. So that would be, so you're writing server dot, now you'll say listen to port number, that is the one that we defined, and the next thing it would take is a callback method function. So here inside this function you can just do a simple console log and say that server running at port 3000 or whatever that port number is, right? Perfect. So this is a simple example, simplest example I can think of for HTTP. But like I said, when you're working on a real-time project, which we will be eventually as we move forward, you would see this code and much more. But for today, I think this is enough. Let's do a built-in and run this, and now you see it is saying that server is running at port 3000. Okay, That means our application server nodejs is running on 3000. Let's go and hit that in the URL, and you see the response that comes back which says my first interaction. Okay, you can also do a quick inspect element and check in network. You can close this one. Now see, when I refresh, it makes a call to localhost. The status is 200 OK, and we got the content type as application/json in the response, right? So you can see it here. You can see content type is application/json, your status code that you sent 200. Now just to show you, now remember that if you make any change here, it will not auto reflect. So I'm going to make it 201. Let's say you say that something is created, right? You did post data and you created some kind of a server. Run it again. Now hit it again. Now you're getting this 201 created response, right? So basically it's working what we want. In real time, this HTTP method is too complicated. It has a lot of functionality in it to actually build, handle all the request responses. But this is what you should practice as a beginner. Okay, I have written this code keeping in mind that you are actually a beginner and you're trying to learn. So this is a first step. Okay, we imported the module HTTP. HTTP has a provision to create a server, that is the method create server, and it will do the processing of what it should do when you get that, and you start the server, right? So that's basically what we did. Again, as we move forward in this series, we'll write more advanced code, we'll write more complicated code using this HTTP module, but for today, as a beginner, this is all you should know. Alrighty, so that was HTTP module to give you a overview of it. In the next episode, I will cover about file system, show you something details, few let's do few operations of reading, writing, etc. Again, these are all introduction to you in terms of what the built-in modules can do for us. As we start building real-time application APIs, we'll use all of them in detail. Thank you so much for joining in this episode. Please continue your learning in this series. Join me in the next episode. We will learn about inbuilt modules file system. Thank you.